These have been, quite simply, amazing Paralympic Games.
Can he hold on? He can. David Weir and the home crowd love that.
Sometimes you just need to do something different to get people to see the same thing that's always been there in a new way.
London 2012 was a huge step forward in terms of people's awareness of disability. The way that it was portrayed in the media.
When Channel 4 came in, they just ripped up the rule book and they started over and they covered it like never before.
We decided, look, disabled people are just people. We want to focus on their abilities. We had disabled people presenting disabled sport. I mean, that's a revolutionary idea, but actually no one had done it before.
It's a home win for Johnny Peacock.
They really changed the way people covered and spoke about disability that I think made the BBC go, oh, okay, we should probably up our game a little bit, and I think I was lucky to be a part of that.
Watching the games themselves, particularly seeing the disabled talent on screen, I suddenly realised that's something I'd love to do. But ultimately it's something which people like me are doing, so why can't it be me?
No one ever says to me in a work situation, I found out a bit more about disabled people, but it didn't really interest me and I don't think I'll bother with that. People do the opposite. They say, that's fascinating, thank you, I want to go and do something about that, and then they do something about it, and then they say, I want to know more. And this is how the world changes.
They just made disability feel a part of a community rather than isolated from a community.
In London, ours was one of the only studios where there were lots of disabled people. In Rio, every single country had disabled people in their studio, in front of the camera and behind the camera.
I think it's hugely important that ultimately we see an impairment on television. It doesn't matter whether you're in a wheelchair, it doesn't matter whether you've got hands like I do, we're all human beings, and we need to start looking at our TVs and going, all right, there's a human being on the television.
I think it's important that we keep knocking on the doors and saying, don't forget, and also Paralympics keeps developing and changing the way it is and moving things forward. Everything else will have to follow.
The most important thing is the impact that we have had on the British people, the way that it has encouraged them to break down barriers and employ more disabled people. If we can get employers to start realising this is not charity work, this is make your business more successful work.
Transforming lives simply makes sense for everyone.
Employ persons with a disability now. It's good for them, it's good for you, it's good for us all.